how to behave. That is the whole issue on the earth. There is no religious problem, no madhab problem, no dharma problem. Only problem is that of behaving properly. Valuing comes when we ourselves understand that value. So this is how you value time. Physical proximity is for that only. How quickly, fast you learn that. And always when you are more and more aware, you will see the same person differently. This difference between Sant and Asant. Sant sahi dukh parhit lagi, par dukh lag asant abhagi. The saints, those who are in good mode, they undergo pain for the sake of others, but wicked people do the other way around. That even if they themselves are harmed, they will inflict harm on others.
You had said Satsang is the only fruit. So I was just thinking, like, who is Satsang? Sat is Guru, and who is Satsang? So Satsang is being with one's Guru. Satsang for me is a physical presence of a Guru. One of the incidents that happened, you also mentioned be in the presence. So ideally we have to be in the presence all the time. How to actually bring that in? A second question is, like, Guruji, like, Guru's time is the most valuable. And I remember in one of the satsangs, you had said that as disciples we should work in such a way that we value Guru's time the most. But many times I noticed that we are not doing that. So how do we actually work towards that?
Okay. If you go through today's question, somebody has asked this question. When you say you don't have time, you don't have kala, you don't have period avadhi span, then where do you live? What do you do? Why are you there? Very, as harsh as it could be, very direct question. This somebody has observed for long. He says, I have been observing. After years of pondering over what you have said, these questions have come to me. So definitely I told him that you are not talking about where do I live means my address, physical address, because you have already visited, so I understand what address you are asking. So I said, look, it is an investment in eternity. I am there to let the Laghu Chetna or disciple consciousness keep continuously flowing into the Guru consciousness. What happens by that is that it presents an opportunity to all across the earth. That is called Avshar, because he has really minutely observed, because he did not mention in this all the qualities of time. He mentioned time, he says the duration, he says kal, but Avshar he did not mention. Opportunity, occasion. So that is where the thing lies, that whom we see as Guru. So we are not seeing physically alone. Physically we are seeing for the sake of learning behavior, that our behavior becomes proper, where we can go and experiment, because anywhere else in any other relationship you experiment, you will have repercussions. Other persons will, react according to that person's consciousness. So you can't blame that person also, because that person's level of consciousness is that only. So they are reacting and responding whatever way. So then you don't progress. It is not that you are miffed only or why things are, no, because you are a loving person, you may just forgive and move on. But that doesn't solve your problem. You will stay where you were. So this opportunity is given to us that wherever my behavior is lacking, if we politely go and ask or just observe that how to behave, that is the whole issue on the earth. There is no religious problem, no madhab problem, no dharma problem. Only problem is that of behaving properly. If people behave as they ought to behave, this earth here and now becomes peaceful. So what requires for the behaving people? Discipline. That is why Guru and Shishya relationship. Ki in presence of Guru, you learn discipline. You become adept at discipline. Discipline in every sense. Physically how to behave, mentally how to behave, emotionally how to behave, in sadhana how to behave, and ultimately when you reach to certain stage where you begin to receive responsibility, that now you are some capable, you can dispense, you can uphold certain responsibility for the universe to the whatever position you are. Then there also you are learning only, or more disciplined you are becoming. So this is the thing. So when you say time, how if we use every time we meet as an opportunity, and this as many hearts this reaches, that is when you are called that you are valuing it. You understand? That something you have got valuable. Now how many hearts in this world can benefit from that? How to devise such ways that so many are benefited? Because when what you have got, that if that is valuable you are considering, and you are, I say here you are for others, then why will you not want others to benefit from that? Only either you have low self-confidence or you do not know how to present it. Otherwise, why will you not? If whom you consider your guru, he is doing the same thing, why will you not do? Then how are you saying I am disciple or I am initiate? So that's why we have put the stages, that there is no need to get worked up or feel low, because there are stages from initiated being to reaching to the disciples. So valuing comes when we ourselves understand that value. So this is how you value time. Physical proximity is for that only, how quickly, fast you learn that. And always when you are more and more aware, you will see the same person differently. As in one of the satsang, I have said clearly this: so long as you are seeing me, you are not seeing me. When you don't see me, then only you see me. This is about presence. This is what we say alakh lakhna, to seeing the unseen. That is how you are. Each one of you are like that. That is what you are imbibing, how to reach to that stage where it becomes the truth. So in degrees you learn the truth. You from lower, if you go to the last Sunday's question, that will tell you about this truth, that there are degrees of truth. By and by you evolve, and you now from smaller truth you know some bigger truth. So this comes like this, that it is when we use whatever you call it, time, span, because these are very deeper dimensions of consciousness to understand. In that question only I have clearly answered that why he is not staying in time, because time itself emanates from consciousness. It is subtle form of consciousness, but consciousness is yet subtler. That is why when you are doing something very intensely, suppose you are in meditation, you don't have any sense of time. So time is not there, but consciousness is there. So it is in that sense, if you want to put in a very, common vocabulary, you say is the mother of time. Consciousness is the mother of time. So this is how it is. So this now when we say, so everything will connect properly. When I say that Guru's role is to let the disciple consciousness keep flowing into the Guru consciousness, so that it presents as an opportunity to all to see. It is like you are playing a drama, all others are watching. You are on stage, others are watching. Someday with something you said, they are inspired, oh this line is, that's what our all stories are. Ram Katha, Krishna Katha, or in drama or any film. Somewhere you are inspired. They are saying, oh this behavior is worth emulating. This behavior is worth following. So that is what happens in satsang. More you evolve, more intensely you understand its efficacy. So there are levels of understanding. First we understand it at the cursory level, that something is being taught, I learn and remember and follow. Then little higher you go to know how, if I am not that, where this all stays as remembrance, how will I be in a position to remember? I should become like that, that remembrance never goes. So that is the relationship between remembrance and presence. When presence becomes eternal everywhere, then what will you forget? There needs to be something to forget. You are everywhere, all pervasive. What will you forget? Who will you forget? When you alone are there, in every sense, then where is the chance to forget anything? And so long as we have not reached to that stage, there is chance to forget. That is why remembrance. That is why all the time it is told that it is ultimately it is remembrance. To how deeply we can remember. That we verily become that remembrance. So this is how the journey is. This is how it is connected. Physically meeting, coming, that is one thing. Because like any other activity, otherwise where else your time is going? Ki now more food, shelter, clothing, merely both things are taken care of, what else? Then other than satsang, what else will we do? So that is why satsang is valued. Otherwise that time will go in something else you will invest. And that again will give you some karma and some fruit. So there are stages. So this is why we say ultimate stage is that of satsang, where you don't look for any karma, because that stage is below. First, like the same thing we say, ki one saying is that whatever you do, you undergo that karma. Second stage is that you do only your karma, forget your fruit. Third stage is there is no karma relation between karma and the what you are doing fruit. Fourth stage is there is no karma at all. It is always satsang. Because if you are eternally present, as that's why we just to make it understand, I have devised this immortal, infinite and eternal, so that you have some sense. Ki immortal means I am always there, infinite means I am expanding in consciousness. So becoming infinite. Eternal means you are always there. There is no space for you to expand, because you have already become endless. So when you have become already endless, there is no scope for your expansion further. You become present here and now, all the time. That is eternal. So satsang has these things, these stages of realization. So yes, these are various means. Meditation is means, and this doing good activities is a means, serving people is a means, going through good thoughts is a means, spreading good things is a means. All these are means. So that is how it is, that in stages only we realize that for everything there is a way. So if you want to, whatever is your stage, see, we say all of you have to be the evidence, so that you don't have to go here and there. You become verily the evidence. Yeah, this is happening with me, this is where I am. Nobody else is needed, because every fundamentals I am making very clear that this is how it is. Anytime you can verify. From any angle, any logic you apply, you will come to this conclusion very clearly, that this is how. If you go in the field of experience, yes, there is variation because you are an individual. But as far as logic is concerned, everyone will agree, yes, this is how it is. So then whether logic has become your You see base, first base, ki now I will not go below that. I have come to conclude to this stage. That this is how this world is. And this is how I am. This is my place here. Now how to move further. So that is why it is experience based. Otherwise, if I keep speaking logic, it will stay very abstract. Something somewhere up, somewhere down, depending on what comes. But when it comes to the experience, it keeps becoming firm that yes, this has come to my experience. Now I have to go the next step. So that is how it is about satsang. So all things are related in consciousness. Only thing is how smoothly our dots are connected. So if we are doing this simple sadhana, word, mind, deed, keeping one, nothing else is needed. Automatically it will propel you where you need to go. Remembering who you are, what is your relationship, and doing these things. And then whosoever you see that on earth we are present, So whosoever you see that this is greatest saint available on earth, you go and listen to him. And you will come to know each one of you, you know it already. Only they are giving verification that what you are doing is correct. And don't get, worked up or don't feel low about you. You are like that. Only thing is upholding. Can be upheld. That is sadhana. That's why the word sadhana comes. Sadhana is to balance something. It's something I give, say sadh lo isko. Keep it, uphold it. Usi se the word sadhu comes. The word who is capable of balancing, that becomes sadhu. So then if we balance some level our behavior and don't come down in our consciousness from that stage, then we are there. Who else you need to verify that when you are the evidence? I am living in this consciousness. I am living. I have come to this clarity that this is how I am. So that is how things are related.
Guruji, as far as my experience is concerned, when it comes to speech, when it comes to behavior, when it comes to doing my daily routine, everything, I see a huge difference in terms of I'm able to be disciplined, I don't speak wrongly or whatever. But thoughts are completely, they go wild. So my word, deed, all that is not matching. So how do I control those thoughts? How does one bring balance in that?
There are two ways. Go from bottom to up or come top to down. So easier is top to down. Top down when we come, there are only two. You and your guru. There is no third entity. One step down, you and your husband or wife. There are two. Parents, children, everything, brothers, sisters, later story. This is the original story. So, about Guru, if you have any thoughts, no issue. Because anyway, they will not stay for long. If somebody have by chance, I am just giving for all, it's not for you only, it's for all. If you have something negative, you cannot stay for long on those thoughts, they will disappear. If you are doing your sadhana properly, you need not do anything, they will not come at all. Sometime they should not come, but if comes, there is no problem. They will disappear. They can't hold for long. Nothing, fire extinguishes everything. So there is no issue. Husband, wife, little bit hobnobbing will continue. That is the salt of life. So now come the rest of the world. So there you just have to push yourself up, that because either somebody was not knowing, because ultimately it will prove ignorance, because if there is any bad intention, that means person is ignorant. Why will somebody incur karma by doing something wrong to other? A little wise person knows this, that I will have to undergo the karma. That is why there are stages. In the lowest stages you undergo the bhogam of your karma, and those who are doing this, they are definitely in that stage, proven thing. So why will they? He said, you are not, by doing something wrong to me, you are harming yourself, not me. First you are harming yourself. So if we are kept, make ourselves such that we forget that, look, this person is harming oneself. To me it doesn't matter, because until and unless we become free from मान अपमान both, तब तक हम भक्त नहीं हो सकते. We cannot become devotee until we are free from मान सम्मान. सबहि मान प्रद आप अमानी. To give the मान to everybody, give the respect to everyone, but one should not take it. Should not take it means should not aspire for it, should not be thinking that I should get some respect. And if you see any movie, any literature, they will say this, give some respect to people. So there is a trick in it. That behavior wise, because when everybody is giving the other respect, then everybody automatically get. But when you put it this way, no, I am not getting respect, I am just remembering a movie of Sri Devi, some laddu banane wale, that I am not getting some respect. When you see the film, it looks so alright that yes, he is correct. She is doing so much work and not getting little respect. But that is not the essential thing. Essence there is why she had to feel like that. How on earth this situation you created? Why she had to ask this question? You are losing basics. You should have already been respected. Why you need to put through a movie that this is how it is? That means you are dumbing down people's consciousness. Because then you have put the level here. Oh, I did not respect my mother or wife or sister, I ought to do. You should have already done. You are so evolved that this should, where you come from the land where we very clearly say, we say Bharat Mata, we say Matru Devo Bhav, all over we are, this is the only, if we say in the terms of dharma, this is the only one which has the female at the forefront. Others have always God is He. It is here not. So we Matru Devo Bhav, that's the beginning. So this, but having said that, so we have to overcome that we are not looking for neither man or non-apman, we are doing what we ought to do. Then whatever has to come in our share, that will come. And that also will not, you see, influence you. Once you are above that, you start enjoying something very refined. That's why I have written that article, Taste and Choice. That if you refine your taste and you are enjoyer of the subtler things, the gross things will not matter to you, because anyway you are not there in them. And what you enjoy, the beauty of the consciousness is that you can enjoy yourself all alone. You don't need anybody. So that's why if you look at the mendicants, saints, they are all alone. They enjoy most when there is nobody around. They go and bag some food. This body they have to continue, and they are exalted in their state. So that is a evidence that people with nothing almost in material terms have the maximum. And that's why in this land they are respected. This is the way. But there is a system to run and everything. So wherever we are doing. So you can be filthy rich and a saint. That is also not a problem. That's another problem. People say in order to be a saint you have to be poor. No. You can be as much rich and you still can be as much poor in spirit, which is different thing. That There are people I have met, I know personally, for person it will be very difficult to even understand. Living in almost palaces and eating like a pauper. All kinds of people are there, keeping their life so minimal, but for other it appears opulent. One of the video was put, you may remember, somebody has sent to me, that Tata went to meet Nitin Gadkari and he was driving his own car. He says, driver, he says, I can't afford, I don't have a driver. So what is he? So when we do not know, when we see from outside, we think different things. But there is finance behind every great work. There is a lot of finance. They are selfless people, very disciplined people in life, very meticulous. If we become like that, then the earth becomes what you call Swarg, heaven or Jannat, here and now. So only thing missing is this relationship that people are not getting right, and even big places they are not getting, still confused. We are trying to fix that. That if you put this relationship rightly at its proper place and you know the order of priorities, just pull it into place, everything will solve. Just a small thing is missing. People have forgotten order of priorities. They have forgotten which relationship comes first, that's all. So when the secondary things take the place of the first, then things go haywire. So once this is put and this goes like this, if see father has taken Diksha, then only children they have right, they will know how my father or mother goes to Satsang, they do this, they have been doing this whole life, there must be something in it which I am missing. And automatically they will look for it. And when they look for it, they will find. And when they find once, taste it and they go outside, then they will know that was better. So proof of the pudding is into the eating. So here everything is clear that this produces this result. So this is how we go by and by, and this is changed. This is how it is, that when you forgive people, when if your thoughts are going here and there, at that thought you just forgive people, then they'll stop coming. You have to just be little magnanimous. Say, "ठीक है, if somebody made mistake, I am not going to do this. Why I should keep that in my mind all the time?" Then you will feel an extra degree of freedom. See, this is very difficult. In fact, it's not something small. You think as nations also. If you suppose you are a nation, if you forget how other nation cheated you, then you will be vulnerable. That this is how this rogue weight has been behaving all the time. So in order to produce counter effect, you have to be aware, but you have to be forgiving all the time. That your idea is to bring this rogue nation to the enlightened state. So then that idea, same idea will not pinch. Somebody is making continuous mistake. So you say, okay, because the person is not realizing what needs to be done. So because something is missing, not seeing things properly the way it should be seen. So then this will not have a bad influence on you, though the idea is negative. Its negativity will go, only factuality will stay. Any fact, it doesn't harm you, because fact is a fact. Idea with the facts begin to trouble. Idea should be clear away from the fact. Okay, this event happened. Now what is behind that? That you have to separate logically. Like, let's say we take, because so you just imagine the individual in place of the nation. It becomes easier. Suppose some attack happened in Bombay hotel. Now we know which country did and how it happened. We have to know everything. But we have this magnanimity, this they are not knowing that it is ultimately going to harm whole humanity. If you are going in terror way, this is harming first of all the one who is a terrorist. Then it is harming the nation in which this terrorist is being nourished. It is making your economy go haywire because your priorities will change. Then it is harming definitely the person whom you want to harm. So all are getting harmed. That is what they say, this difference between Sant and Asant. Sant sahi dukh parhit lagi, par dukh lag asant abhagi. Saints, those who are in good mode, they undergo pain for the sake of others, but wicked people do the other way around. That even if they themselves are harmed, they will inflict harm on others. They don't mind that in the process of harming other, I am also getting harmed. So this is indiscipline. Where from I see, this is nothing other than indiscipline, because they didn't know that this relationship is the first relationship where I have to become disciplined. Then these things will not cut ice. If somebody is disciplined properly and you tell him or her that you do something wrong, they will not do. See, this is not my cup of tea. And somebody denies, and nobody has this courage to say again, you do wrong. How many times you can tell something to do wrong all the time? You can't say for long. That is why when crimes are committed, first they will drink or do something, so that their consciousness is smothered. Otherwise, well, heart is pumping there, no? It says, no, don't do anything wrong. It doesn't take. Because ultimately, that, you see, oneness is operating everywhere. At the subtlest level, there is no difference between one and the other. So if deeper you go, then this thing happens. So here in spirituality we say you raise your consciousness, there they say you dumb it down, so that you could do wrong things. So it is like that. Discipline is key, and when we forgive, then we can forget its impact. We can remember the fact if it is needed. That discernment also comes after some time, whether I need to remember this or that also I forget, move on. That is also. So for caution's sake, if something is there, people remember. Otherwise, if you come to know that this is also not needed, then that is also not needed. So by and by, when we practice this, then our thoughts will also align properly with our word and our behavior. Something which is so in the face, people are taking time to realize.
Consciousness has no quality, right? It is totally. So how do you experience ecstasy, like they say, that when you actually become totally one with the divine? How do you describe that? Because when that consciousness has no quality, how do you?
So there are stages. Like first, then you see for what is in our common experience. If you are something good and happening in your house, you feel emotions good, you are happy, gay, abundant, enjoying that. Okay. Now, if you sit in meditation and you are full with fervor, devotion, then your tears roll down, you feel some bliss. Now, if you go little higher, then you see that there is no end to you. Then you feel ecstatic. It happens other way. Earlier till bliss, it is your body, mind, self, everything is enjoying. This is there. Ecstasy is when you have to come to that this exists. It is other, from seeing the other, it is very difficult in the ecstatic person to feel that there is something called body. So that is ecstasy, where you have to pinch and see you can't deny that you are not there. That is ecstasy. Now beyond that also stages are there. Then there is a peace, which we call atishayini in language. Peace, it is total peace, nothing out there. Then there is viparinavami. Now your center has changed. That the sankraman has happened. You have gone the higher stage. Then you feel everywhere yourself. That is called pravibhi. So these stages are. Then there is kuntini. You don't feel any pain. Then vikasini. Then maryadini. So these are stages. Then sanghladani, ahladani, paripurna and swarupavasthi. These are 16 stages of consciousness. This is how it is.
I'm unable to imagine Guruji, because nothingness में कैसा वो ecstasy is what
even you go there, nothingness appears heavy. Even literary people, they are trying to catch. There's a book I keep on quoting the title, Unbearable Lightness of Being. Milan Kundera or somebody wrote that. So the title, when I saw, I said, look, this person is reaching somewhere. He can express something. Some poets touch at one point of time, they'll touch something. And you know that they have touched something. So, but peace, when that settles. If somebody reaches to atishayini, then it is settled. When in Islam, the Islam word comes from that, peace. That is 6th stage. So that is how in spiritual consciousness there are stages where you feel. So as you rightly said, there is some point that these things are not there. Only peace. You can't. That's why we have used the word peace only in our literature. Ki at least there it is not confusing. When you experience peace, you experience. Level may vary, but that's how it is. So peace is beyond all these things. That's why in all Vedic mantras you see they don't say Om Satchidanand, they say Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Because that stage is above all this. Satchidanand is the 5th stage. It's not very high, it's okay. That's how it is.